Well, Damien, I'm really excited to introduce you to Brad Krauskopf, who's the founder and CEO of Hub Australia, this incredibly dynamic co-working space that's now at 13 sites across 5 cities, which is very, very exciting. An incredible story of starting from that single site, not unlike yourself, and facing those challenges around growing team, building culture, starting to be across multiple sites. How do you keep everyone together? So, Brad, I thought it could be useful just to start. If you can take us back to that first site to second and those early days of growing. Any lessons around how you kind of built the foundations of the team?
Yeah, look, lots. We started off in 200 metres of space. The space we're in today is about 4,000 metres of space, and that's usually how big the spaces are that we do. And, you know, we're essentially a hospitality business. That took us years to figure out, and I think that's one of the things, like, on a growth journey. It's figuring out what business am I really in. Like, yes, you sell gin, but, you know, what are you really doing? And what are those experiences, and how do you differentiate? Probably one of the things that I do always remember was expanding too early. So we had that 200-metre space, and the next move was to open in Sydney, shortly followed by Adelaide, before we'd even figured out the first location.
So thinking about your core kind of hub team, what have you learned on the journey? Are the people you're hiring now different to the people you were hiring at the start?
Certainly what you'll find is the people that you start out with are probably not the people that are there when you're a 20-person or a 50-person or a 100-person company. Our values have remained the same, but the team's completely changed, and actually it was only 4 years ago that I finally figured out that if we created a great place to work for our team, that they in turn will create a great place to work for our customers.
So, Damien, you've heard a little bit about the Hub story. You must have some questions. What would you like to ask Brad?
So when it comes to, you know, changing in regards to what's happened in the pandemic, you know, hospitality, which is essentially what we are, we find that people's work weekend is changing. It's no longer just a busy Friday and a Saturday. It's a busy Tuesday, a busy Wednesday and a busy Thursday, which is eating away from your busier Friday and Saturday. So I suppose that's a challenge we need to work for. And how do we reach new hospitality businesses, because so many didn't make it through the pandemic?
I guess, are there advocates or champions that have a big reach? There are unofficial paid roles that you could, unofficial non-paid roles that you can bring people around, because you'd be surprised how many people want to contribute to something that they respect and that they like. It's almost cliche, or you've got to be on all your socials and all of that kind of stuff. But it is true that, you know, you need to have become a master at those channels, because when you've got little amount of money, the channels that are available through socials are something that were just never there before. Like, it would have cost you millions of dollars to get the reach that you can through the, you know, the rightly positioned message and story told by the right person.
Well, Brad, thank you for your time in today. Thank you for hosting us at this beautiful space in Church Street here as well.
Thanks very much, and great to meet you.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Well, Damien, I can't believe this whole process has sort of come to an end. When we first met out at Tiny Bear, you guys have been on such a rapid growth journey over the course of the pandemic, since starting to getting to a place where you're already at 2 sites and had plenty of aspiration for where you were headed next. Last time we caught up, we connected with a few of your leaders as well. How's that process been? And I guess, where did the conversation go after we left in terms of what that opened up for you?
The process has actually been really good. Like, having an external set of eyes on the way we do things has, I suppose, brought in a lot of reflection. It's also opened up a lot of challenges. We do things a particular way we're doing it. Is that the right way to particularly do it? You know, how do we change that to then, you know, follow throughout our staff?
And when you've opened up that conversation, have you been able to identify what the compelling why for Tiny Bear is, or have you landed on sort of a story that you think really attracts the right people into your organisation?
I've always known our reason for what we're doing, but I think it's given our staff a much bigger idea of, okay, that's what I'm thinking, and then they're buying into that process and that idea and that belief.
I mean, it's a huge selling point for a lot of people out there, right? They want to come on a journey where it's more than a job, it's a vocation, or it's part of their passion and purpose too. So to be able to connect in and offer that opportunity, it's a pretty compelling story to be told.
We've also added the additional bow of turning Tiny's Bar and Bottle Shop into a cafe as well.
Yeah, great.
So we've added an extra staff member there for the last couple of weeks.
Quality beverages at both ends of the day, hey?
Correct. And it's quite interesting. You see a gentleman come in at 7:30 in the morning for his coffee, and then he's back 5:30 in the afternoon to have his beer. And then you're starting to build their story of their day from start to finish. So it's opening up our customers as well to our offering.
And tell me, for you, any reflections on your leadership style, anything that you're going to do differently moving forward or become perhaps more mindful of over the conversations we've had?
Quite often I'm very rushed. Sometimes when I've been doing that, I've been skipping over things that are quite important when it comes to staff and whatnot. So I suppose it's given me a chance to have a balance and look at it and go, okay, do I need to be getting all these results done in a day, or can I empower someone else to help making my running round a little bit less chaotic?
So a bit around delegation and a bit around maybe where some of your focus is going, a bit more time on perhaps than immersed entirely in, to the degree that you can.
Correct. Work on the business, not in the business.
Yep.
The more time I spend working on the business, the in the business, becomes a lot more functioning and a lot more effective.
And have you thought about a discipline? It's easier said than done some of the time. Have you thought about the idea that it might be, an afternoon a week or 2 hours on a Tuesday morning or something like that, where you're really going to spend that dedicated reflective time?
Yeah, so my wife actually forced me to do this the other day, and I've actually been doing a 5-minute turning on a meditation every afternoon.
Great.
Just a chance to sit there, no computer, no phone, nothing but a pen and paper, to just write down some thoughts.
Yep.
That's helped me kind of a bit of clarity at the end, and then that clarity has allowed me to communicate better with our staff.
Fantastic.
In what we're actually looking for.
Well, Damien, I couldn't be more thrilled that the conversations we've shared and some of the tools I've offered to you and the team have been as helpful as they have. So I look forward to checking in and following the journey, and wish you nothing but success with every step you take from here.
Oh, thank you, Holly. We really look forward to growing the team and growing our brand and seeing where it can take us from here.